I'll be honest with you. I haven't been doing very well lately. I've been feeling very ill, and on top of that, I've been struggling a lot with depression and anxiety. And one of the things that I found has helped me the most to kind of get out of a funk and kind of lift my moods is to go to the new website nerdfighteria.info and transcribe some old Vlogbrothers videos. So I've been doing a lot of that lately, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I miss from those videos and what I wish would have carried over into the present. I do really miss secret siblings. And obviously, for many reasons, it wouldn't work to go back to the very beginning of Brotherhood 2.0 and start making responses to those videos, because I mean, come on, really? However, what I can do is make responses to John and Hank's current videos. I really honestly don't care if they see them, or if they ever respond or think anything of them at all. I just think it would be fun to respond to these videos, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so exactly 5 months ago to the day, one of my closest friends, Esther Earl, passed away from thyroid cancer. That was August 25th, which happened to be my second day of classes as a college student. Now, I've struggled with depression and anxiety for a very long time. Issues with depression and anxiety aren't exactly new for me. It didn't take me long to realize that I was going to need some help to get through this. So luckily I found a counselor. But it didn't take my counselor and myself long to realize that part of my issue was that the meds I was on were not doing what they needed to be doing. But I was going to school in Winona, Minnesota, which is down south in the state and pretty much an hour away from any sort of city. And the closest psychiatrists were an hour away in each direction. I don't know about you guys when you were college freshmen, but I didn't have a car. So that pretty much just wasn't gonna happen. There was no way it was gonna work. So instead, I got to go home to the Twin Cities to see a psychiatrist at one of the hospitals here. The psychiatrist that I ended up talking to put me on Seroquel. And oh my god, it knocked me out. I mean, frankly, I was stoned out of my mind on these drugs. So I ended up back on the meds that I already knew weren't doing what I needed them to do. My depression and anxiety continued to worsen and eventually got to the point where I had to withdraw from my semester. I left because of the issues I was struggling with, but I can't help but wonder what would have changed if there had been adequate services and resources close enough to Winona for me to have access to them. I don't consider myself someone of poor health, and I'm lucky enough to have health insurance, but even with those services, I have trouble getting the help I need. By no means am I saying that I'm just as bad off as people who are suffering from very serious illnesses and have no health coverage whatsoever. While I do feel bad about having my parents pay maybe $100 per month on various medications for me, I know that I would feel much, much, much worse if my family were paying the full price as opposed to the price that's left over from the health insurance. I'm 18, and I have no shame in admitting that I know very little about matters like this. But what I do know is that we have a moral obligation to serve one another and to help those around us that are suffering. In looking at the current situation in this country, I don't feel like that obligation is being met. Do you like this lighting? This lighting is just really awesome. Really great lighting.